a player adored by one set of fan signs for the club they hate most in the world. When he returns to his old home, the fury is so extreme that a pig's head is hurled onto the pitch. This is Luis Figo's Betrayal. Figo was a Portuguese winger, one of the best in the world at his peak, and for years he was a hero at Barcelona, one of the two giants of Spanish football. The Barcelona fans loved him. He was skillful, hard-working and loyal, or so they believed. He wore their shirt with pride and seemed to embody the club against their eternal enemy, Real Madrid. To understand the size of what came next, you have to understand the rivalry. Barcelona and Real Madrid do not just dislike each other, they clash. El Clasico is one of the fiercest in all of sport. It is more than football. The rivalry carries deep history, regional pride and politics. For a Barcelona hero to willingly join Real Madrid was almost unthinkable, the ultimate act of treachery. And yet in the year 2000, that is exactly what happened. Figo left Barcelona to sign for Real Madrid, and the football world could scarcely believe it. The move was tied to a Real Madrid presidential election. A candidate promised the fans he would sign Figo if elected, a wild pledge that seemed impossible, until he won and delivered on it. It came with a world record transfer fee, the most ever paid for a player at that point. Real Madrid did not just poach Barcelona's hero, they smashed the transfer record to do it. This was the birth of something new, the Galacticos, Real Madrid's plan to sign the biggest star in the world, one every year, and Figo was the very first of them. Over the next years, more superstars would follow him to Madrid, building a team of galaxies. But it started with Figo, the signing that announced Real Madrid's era of glamour and spending. For Barcelona though, this was pure treachery. Their hero had not just left, he had joined the one club they could never forgive. Overnight, the man they adored became the man they despised most. Figo's face was torn from bedroom walls, his shirts were burned. In the eyes of Barcelona, he had committed the unforgivable sin, taking their rivals' money to betray everything he had claimed to stand for. Then came the moment everyone dreaded and craved, his first return to Barcelona's stadium, the Camp Nou, in a Real Madrid shirt. The atmosphere was pure hatred, a wall of noise and fury. The abuse was relentless. Whenever Figo went near the ball, especially to take a corner, he was pelted with objects, lighters, bottles, coins, anything the enraged crowd could throw at him. On a later, even more infamous return, the fury peaked. As Figo stood over a corner, a pig's head was thrown from the stands and landed on the pitch beside him. It became the defining image of the betrayal. It was one of the most hostile atmospheres a footballer has ever faced, and Figo, to his credit, kept taking those corners, refusing to be cowed by the storm of hatred raining down on him. On the pitch, the move worked for Madrid. Figo was superb for them, winning league titles and eventually the Champions League as part of that star-studded Galactico side. The texture mod with on the anti-betrayal fans who loved him. But he also had every legal right to move, and he backed the decision up with trophies. What is certain is the impact. Figo's transfer supercharged the greatest rivalry in football, launched the Galactico era, and became the benchmark for every shocking, loyalty-shattering move since. So that is Luis Figo's Betrayal, a hero who crossed the deepest divide in football for a record fee, and paid for it with a lifetime of hatred and a pig's head at his feet. The wider lesson outlived the man. After Figo, no supporter could ever again assume their hero would stay, and every club learned that enough money could tempt almost anyone across almost any divide. It also raised a hard question about loyalty in modern football. Fans give their hearts to players, yet players are employees who can be bought and sold. Figo made that uncomfortable truth impossible to ignore. My verdict, it was a betrayal, plainly, but a brilliant, era-defining one. Figo swapped adoration for infamy, and in doing so he lit a fire under El Clasico that still burns to this day. If you love football stories told straight, subscribe to Sports Vogue so the next one finds you, and share this with a mate who would argue about it all night. And tell us in the comments which story we should break down next. We will see you at the next one.